Last season, the LA Chargers were one of the most mid teams in the NFL, ranking number 21 in points per game and then number 23 in points allowed per game. Now, coming into 2024, this team is totally different. In my opinion, they are one of the most slept on teams in the NFL. Not only are they going through a big transition with the coaching staff and the front office, bringing in a brand new coach in Jim Harbaugh, a former national championship winner at Michigan last season, but also bringing in a brand new coaching staff around him. Not only that, but he has also decided with their new GM to come in here and totally gut out this offense. Losing Keenan Allen, Mike Williams were very tough things to do, especially for the fan base. They loved them for a very long time. And you also saw Austin Eckler, a guy who was a ride or die UDFA a couple of years back, turn into one of the best running backs in the NFL. He's gone over to Washington. So a brand new offense with a brand new head coach, there's a lot of doubt. But in my eyes, this team is so much better than we think, especially at the wide receiver position. Adding a guy like McConkey, adding a guy like Brendan Rice in the 7th round, signing DJ Chark, and even Cornelius Johnson. These are guys I think will be massive right away. And in this video, we're going to break down some film, and I'm going to show you guys exactly why this offense compared to last season is going to be so much better, even though they've lost Pro Bowlers in Mike Williams and Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler. I still think this team is better heading into next season. Now, before we jump into that, do me a big favor and comment down below a letter grade for their offseason, but also, at the same time, comment down below a record prediction for the Chargers in 2024. And with that being said, let's dive right into the video.
Lad McConkey.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Great pick.
Smart pick.
Great pick, because you look at these Chargers receivers last year, beyond Keenan Allen, obviously. Quentin Johnston struggled to separate. You look at Josh Palmer, I don't think he's ever been the highest quality. He's a solid player, but he's not like a high-tier separator. Lad McConkey is a separator, and they're highlighted on the broadcast. He can play inside, he can play outside. He's not one of these lunch pail, gritty slot receivers. He's a guy who actually wins downfield. In my opinion, he runs the best out-breaking routes.
Now, in my opinion, coming into this year's NFL draft, the Chargers needed to make a move at the wide receiver position. But knowing most of them were going to go early on in the draft, I was very curious to see who they've come out with. And I did not believe for 1 second that they were going to be able to get Lad McConkey. I thought this dude was an underrated beast at Georgia. The way he separates, the way he runs his routes, the versatility of being able to play inside or outside. But when you look at some of his strengths, I mean, he is so difficult to keep in front of you. If you're a DB, good luck, right? He's a very rhythmic route runner. He's very consistent in manipulating corners into, getting rid of their leverage. He's got enough vertical speed to keep coverage honest, which means you have to play, 2 deep safety looks most of the time, because if not, he'll be able to get down the field and absolutely cook you for an 80-yard touchdown. He's got natural hands, and he's also a very good return man as well, with great vision like a running back. I think he's going to be insane. He's very smart, and the way he deep dives into tape is just a different level. This dude is going to be a beast. Let's watch some of his film, and let's showcase to you guys why he's going to be a difference maker. So the first play I want to show you guys is one of the most insane, one of the dirtiest routes I have ever seen. We're going to see him go straight up here to the DB, fake like he's going to run, like a 10, 12-yard out, and then boom, dart up the field. Now this is insane. Watch how he absolutely torches his DB and gets in and out of his route just so quickly and so natural. So boom, we're going to get a play fake to the running back, and now we notice that there is just one deep safety. Whenever there is one deep safety, this guy is always going to have the ability to just outrun his man. And whenever that happens, whenever you see that one deep safety, you always have to keep your eyes on your boy, Lad McConkey. And I think Justin Herbert is going to be, really, really happy with having him on this team. Ready? So, ready, boom. He's going to fake like he's going to run this. Really stops on that route. Really sells it to the DB, right? And then, boom, once that DB kind of commits downward, you see how his legs start to go this way here. And then Lad, boom, just gone. Just absolutely toast. absolutely gone. And just like that, there's no over-the-help safety because this safety is playing way too close to the middle of the field. And at this point in time, it is absolutely over. Lad McConkey down the right side for a wide-open touchdown. That route right there is absolutely dirty. Here's another really good play. Same team or against the same opponent here in Tennessee, I believe. Now, what we're going to see here is another just insane route. We're going to see an adjustment by the defense. It looks like they're playing two deep safeties here. One of them is going to bite down into a hook curl. This one is going to sprint to Lad McConkey's deep side here, just playing that quarter third, right? Now, we're going to see Brock go up the seam. We're going to see this wide receiver make an in break. Then we're going to see, Lad come up here, make some moves, and then cut in, right? He's going to really break down this DB. And again, he's going to come up here, fake like he's going to run out, and then cut in. I mean, this is beautiful. In and out of his cuts so smoothly. Again, let's watch it. Quarterback Carson Beck drops back in the pocket. Again, you got the cross or the seam here by Brock Bowers. You got the levels concept here. But watch how he breaks down. I'm going to back it up one more time for you guys. Watch how he really breaks down this DB. Again, this is next level type of stuff. Especially when you're in Georgia, you're playing against some of the best DBs in college football. Again, fakes like he's gonna, cut in there. Now goes back up. Fakes like he's about to go out to the sideline. Boom. DB opens up his hips, and now it's too late. Boom. Off coverage. Easy money right in his hands. Beautiful catch. Beautiful route. Again, this dude has all the mechanics in the world to come in here, keep DBs honest at the NFL level, and really make a difference for the Chargers. Now, before we get any further into this video, before we break down more film of Lad McConkey, do me a favor, guys, hit the like button just so we can get the video out to more Chargers fans around the world, but also subscribe if you're new. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Chargers throughout the rest of the offseason, OTAs, mandatory minicamp, training camp, preseason, right? Everything. Got you guys covered. Join the family. Let's jump right back in. All right, here's the last play we'll show you about Lad, but this is a beautiful one. Right away, we're going to see the safety kind of playing towards the inside hash marks. Now, Lad is going to go up the field. He's going to, capture inside leverage, forcing these DBs instead of going outside to stay inside here, right, and guard the middle of the field, right? So Lad's going to come up here, garner inside leverage, get right here, and then break. I mean, it is quick, and he also makes his DB fall at the same time. Watch this route here by Lad McConkey. This is another insane one. When you watch the film, you can just tell this guy has, a knack for just route running capabilities. Again, boom. Let's get that inside leverage. Let's get up the field. Since he has inside leverage, now this safety has got to play towards the middle of the field just in case Lad, boom, breaks over the middle, runs a post route, gets a dig over the middle, right? So this safety has to play towards the middle. If he had outside leverage, you'd see him actually back up towards this direction out here. So again, great job by Lad getting that inside leverage, forcing this safety's hand, right? Boom, stops on a dime. Absolute beautiful route, makes the DB fall, and gets a wide open big time first down again. This dude is different. Now, let's talk a little bit about Brandon Rice. This dude is going to be a beast, right? We talk about Lad McConkey and how he is going to be one of their best route runners from the jump. Can play inside, can play outside, is just a nasty route runner, right? But then you talk about a guy like Brandon Rice. This dude is a difference maker, especially in the red zone, but even outside the red zone is always a threat to score the football. On this play here, we're going to see him absolutely violate this DB. He's going to run up the field. He's going to fake run a dig at the 30. But instead of running that dig, he's going to get him to bite down and just go by him, right? This is absolutely dirty, and you love to see this, right? Keep an eye on looking as he's trying to cross the field. Boom, plants that foot into the ground, and now he's going to burst up the field, gut this DB to bite down just enough for him to have that acceleration over Caleb Williams. Throws a deep shot down the field, and at this point in time, we know we're either going to get a big-time catch by Brandon Rice, or he's going to be wide open, and the first thing we see is a good 3 yards of separation here between him and his DB, just because that little planting the foot in the dirt, in the grass, getting your DB to bite up, good adjustment in the air with the football, and getting in there for a beautiful touchdown. Brandon Rice is going to come in here and be a touchdown getter, I guarantee it. Here's another beautiful touchdown here by Brandon Rice. We're going to see him, fake the outside and boom, get a slant over the middle, really break down his DB. And you're going to see a split second of that DB just not knowing what to do. Ready? Boom, right there, DB's opened up his hips to the left side, and just like that, it's over. Caleb Williams throws a beautiful pass wide open the end zone again. Dude, throughout this dude's career, he brought in a touchdown every 5.2 catches. He works aggressively back to the football and definitely good for a scrambling quarterback. Justin Herbert does a good job extending plays with his legs, but still making good throws. I think Brendan Rice is going to be a perfect fit for him. He does a good job setting up corners and breaking off slants like we just saw there. Literally set that DB up for the worst case scenario. He can show he does show the ability to make routes sharp on angles, on the move. He's got great physicality at the top of the route, and one of the best 50-50 catchers in this year's NFL draft. And went in the 7th round as well. Here we go on this play. Caleb Williams looking for him. Again, you talk about a quarterback extending plays on his feet, making things happen. I think Justin Herbert will be able to do this at a high level. But then you talk about just Brendan Rice getting open, using his wide receiver kind of as a pick here, gets back, works back to the football, and makes sure that he boxes out his guy with that 50-50 catch in the end zone for a beautiful touchdown again. Everything you see out of this man is something you want to see. And for Justin Herbert, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's a day one starter for this team. Now, here's another beautiful play here by Brendan Rice and Caleb Williams. You see them lined up one-on-one. Whenever we don't see any safety help here over the top, we know whenever there's one-on-one coverage, we want it. We want it, we want it, we want it. And this is exactly what they do. 4th and 1. They're trying to set up a QB power here for Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick. And again, does a really good job extending plays on his feet. They blow it up over the middle here. Washington, boom, gets to the outside. And once he turns around and realizes, okay, I can't run this football anymore, I might as well just take a shot up down the field to one of the best wide receivers in terms of getting touchdowns. And that's exactly what he does. Walls off his defender here, stays right in front of him, and makes this an easier catch here, for himself, right? Walls him off, easy, grab in the end zone, gets 2 feet in, gets a toe tap as well. And you know what? The number one thing I'm excited about is I know Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are 2 guys that, Chargers fans all over the world are sad about losing. But Keenan Allen, great route runner, one of the best of all time. Ladd McConkey, a really good route runner, could play inside, could play outside, does a lot of the same things. And then you say, okay, we lost Mike Williams, a big body, can make insane grabs, insane touchdowns. Brendan Rice can do the same things. You talk about the guys that they've added and the guys that they've lost, they've literally replaced them with guys who do similar things. So yeah, you lose Keenan, who's getting up there in age, maybe has 1 or 2 years left of high capabilities. Yeah, you lose Mike Williams, who has a couple of years left of high capabilities, but you replace them with younger, fresher talent who are only going to get better as time goes on and do very similar things on the football field. I wouldn't be surprised day one if Brendan Rice and Ladd McConkey are not only day one starters, but big time contributors to this offense next season. And then you look at guys like Quentin Johnston trying to make a big upgrade. We're hearing a lot of good things out of OTA so far, that he's really ramping up. He's really getting into practice, getting into the swing of things. And if that's the case, this team is going to be so much better than we think. Not only do they add a couple of brand new wide receivers that I think have a ton of potential, but also you bring in a day one starting right tackle in Joe Alt, who I think is going to be one of the best tackles in football, maybe even year one. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family. And if you guys want a part 2, comment down below part 2. But Brendan Rice and Ladd McConkey, in my eyes, really good football players and steals in this year's draft.